Okay, Professor Bear here. This is a video I generated with a custom GPT, which I'll show you how to write right after I show you the video. I decided to show you the video first, and then we'll go into how to make the little tool that does this. Normally, even if I use a tool that's helping me suggest prompts, I'll try the prompt, see if I like it, then hand rewrite it and maybe do that a few times. For this particular experiment, I just took the prompt straight, no changing the prompt. Basically just took the prompt straight out of the tool and created the video you're about to see in a couple seconds. Then after that video, you'll see my discussion of how I made the tool that made the video.
The river and through the wood, to grandmother's house we go. The sleigh is packed with gifts and cheer, for Christmas lights are aglow. Over the river and through the wood, the carols and songs we hear, the melodies ring as the joy they bring fills hearts with Christmas cheer. Over the river and past the trees, the starry sky shines bright. The warmth inside and the Yuletide tide make this a holy night. Over the river and through the snow, the holly's on the door. We gather round where the joy abounds, with Christmas love in store. The river and to the fire, where stockings hang with care, with stories to tell and the midnight bell, the Christmas spirit's there. Over the river and through the snow, the Christmas tree stands tall. Its twinkling lights in the frosty night bring joy to one and all. Over the river, the sleigh bells ring, their music fills the air. With laughter and cheer we draw ever near to Christmas memories fair. Over the river, the church bells chime, proclaiming peace tonight. We lift up our song as we ride along to greet the holy light.
Okay, Professor Bear here. I just wrote a little tool using ChatGPT plugin. I'll probably make Gemini and other things. Let me show you the structure of it a little bit and why these things are important. So whenever I write a tool, I upload a lot of my own information. So the purpose of this tool is to paste in some song lyrics and paste in some images and have it suggest text to video prompts with the images and input that relate to the song and also fit my style. So this prompts file here has a lot of my actual handwritten prompts. Why this is important for a lot of the language models is if you don't do that, if you don't give examples, like for example, you could easily write a little custom GPT which wrote professional emails in your style rather than generically, just by uploading a lot of samples of your writing. So these are songs that I've written. This dance thing is just generic information about dance. What is, crip walk? What is this? What is that? But the other files are specifically things that I wrote. Also true for the art. So whenever I make sort of art which AI is assisted, this starts with my own sort of hand drawing. That's uploaded, then the prompting further refines it until it creates a style like this one. Then once this is using something called the P code. So what it can do is the P code along with the prompting can create the style. And this is a very big theme in AI. That big theme in AI is personalization. It's not just to have it written like ChatGPT, but you with ChatGPT to create something better than either of you could create on your own. So what I'm going to use this for, so I haven't tested this yet. I'm about to test it. And the way it works is this. I put in some song lyrics. So this is for an artist that I write for called Mayfield King. And it's particularly for this song here. So this song is part of a project called Lyrical Literacy, which is Humanitarians AI. Well, that's about us to get people singing. When you get in with singing, you can upload your own voice and have these models sing like you. It'll typically improve your voice. You can think of it like uploading a photo of you and making you 10 years younger. Well, this is what these models can also do for your voice. But still you, it's you 10 years younger. And so what we do is there's a lot of evidence that music is important for training your brain. So pretty much the way all biological systems work is use it or lose it. So if all you did was bicep curls and worked on your upper arms, did nothing else, everything else in your body would be weak, but your arms would be strong. Same thing for your brain. Doing Sudoku and logic puzzles is great, but all of you do is logic. You're not using many parts of your brain. Music turns out to stimulate many, many areas of your brain. So you could basically think of it as brain exercise. It's a good thing to do whether you're a kid or whether you're an adult. And so we have a project called Lyrical Literacy, which encourages people just to do simple singing and tongue twisters and things like that because it's simply good. It's also a way to get people engaged in learning. We've worked with a lot of kids who sort of struggle with traditional ways of learning reading and other things and find they can get great results by doing sort of similar things with song. So this was a song contributed to that project. I'll play it at the end. So, but I need to make videos for it. And so this is what this tool does here. So I have a command called music. If I made this for other people, I would probably give it a more sensible name. What I did is I have a little script which is bends my images into groups of 10 because 10 is the most that tools like ChatGPT can do. They can take images, but not 11 images. And then I just paste in the lyrics and hit go. And then I can use this in any model that can generate text to it. In fact, another thing I'm going to do is, so what I can do is just take the image. This is something called Higgs Field. But through Higgs Field, I'm using a tool called CDance. So what we can do is we can just upload the image. Put in the prompt, and hit go. I'm also going to do this in pretty much every other tool I have access to for Grok or whatever. So we just got to imagine, upload the prompt, It will load it. It will automatically start making some assumptions. But if I want to give it something, I just paste it in and hit go. So another thing I can do is just compare the different models, see if this doesn't work on a particular model and sort of how the models work, maybe 20, 30 major models to create the same video with the same prompts and the same images. Look at the difference. That's a separate project. So this project is just, the main thing about this project is not so much this tool. This tool, you can go to the web page here, and there's a link to the tool there in the web page if you want to use it. But it'd probably be better if you wrote a tool with your own writing and your own stuff, because then it's going to make it more like your stuff than my stuff. And so this again, I have a bunch of videos on how to do these things, but what makes sort of these GPTs and Gemini gems and other things special is I can upload my data, which ChatGPT or Claude or whatever don't tend to have. They're sort of tracking me more and more, so they know more about me every day, but they don't have 500 of my prompts. So by doing that, I train the models to sort of act more like I would. Same thing with the art, same thing with the music, same thing with everything else. So that's the idea. What I'm going to do is at the end of this video, I am going to just put one of these. This may have run. So for example, this is one that just did I generate it? Don't think I hit generate. Now it's generating. This is the way one of them looks. This is with C Dance using Higgs Field. So that did a little weird thing there. Same thing. Let's see what this one did. So what I'm going to do is just pick the best of them. This is irritating. So this is why I'm also evaluating the models. It completely changed the style by putting some random dude in there. We actually have a third. Let's see if it does that on every one of them. Yeah. So there's something about the prompt. Let's see if Grok does the same thing. But this is a different prompt. So it didn't do that with this prompt. I guess we could see it with when this finishes. But there's something about this prompt in particular that I put a random dude in, and that may be just for a C dance. So one thing about these GPTs is I wrote this in a half an hour. But then as you see how it actually works, you're going to refine it and refine it and refine it. And I'm already thinking I have to refine it a little bit for the model that I'm going to use. See that this is all C dance stuff through Higgs Field. So that didn't change the art style. So I'll go back to that prompt and see what is it about the prompt which forced it to completely change the art style, put a random dude in there. And is that a Higgs Field / C dance only thing? Or is that, is that a generic thing? So this changed the style a little bit after about 3 seconds. And I haven't used C dance before, sort of why I'm trying this. Let's see how consistent it keeps it. So if that looks pretty consistent, it didn't change it. It changed this one at the end. It literally changed the art style at the end. And here just added some random dude in there for some reason. But that might be that particular prop. But anyway, after I compile all these things, I will want to evaluate the tool. Is the tool useful? The other thing is it's also a basis to compare these different models. So there are a bazillion of them. And to see, which ones are good for what purposes. There's a chance that random dude was just that particular prompt. But here's this one. See what it did. Yeah, maybe something in that prompt which just thought it needed a random dude in it. I'll look at the other ones and see if the other ones interpreted in the same way. But if that's the case, I'll go back and further refine the prompting and the instructions. But I don't really know that until I try it. Okay, that's it. Take care.